Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
I'm okay, love. I'm okay. Thank you so much for asking. I love my mornings to just be me before our meeting. And I get so derailed when I get calls, and I get even more derailed that I answer them. I'm like, no,
Oh,
I
that's
can't
a
do
great way
that.
of putting it.
Oh, I know. I know. How are you?
I am very good. And I agree with you. My mornings, in order for me to really feel amazing, my morning
Hmm.
space, I really require my morning space to be my morning space a certain,
Same here. Same here. Yeah.
and then
Oh,
let it do whatever it wants to do, and it's gonna, but please leave my little morning space alone.
I feel the same way. I totally feel the same way. And I understand. I mean, people want to talk or have questions or something, but I get mad at myself for allowing them to disturb my space. That's the part that I'm like, this is more of, being upset at myself rather
Yeah.
than anyone else. But yeah, my love. Oh, Gina love. So why would anyone not do half cap if that's the case, if
Oh,
that's an option they
so
have?
which you have such great questions. There's one question I don't have the answer to that you asked, but the other question,
Hmm.
everybody, everybody usually does come on at a half cap. The only people that don't come
Hmm.
on for half cap are the ones that are big, huge producers. They're going to do it. They're going to hit icon. They know it. They do 100 transactions a year. So let's not dink around with it. Let's just get going. So in that,
Okay.
yeah, people come in on half cap. I know one person on the team, David, when he came in at a half. He decided he wanted icon,
Hmm.
and then he switched gears and started building out a new company. And so he's the one that I know for a fact went from 8,000 to 16 back to 8 again, and it was no problem, none. So I know you can do it. The one
Really?
question I don't know, your first year you can do it.
Hmm.
One question I don't know
Hmm.
is if you have paid in all your cap and then gotten your basically your 100%, and then you want to go in, what they do with that difference, I have never, I don't know yet. They must have had
Hmm.
80,000 agents. Somebody has run across this before. So somebody has the answer to that.
Hmm.
I just don't know what it is because I haven't run across it.
Okay. Okay, love. So
And
you
at
cannot make
full cap,
icon on a half cap.
Say that
Oh,
again.
sorry, Bree.
yeah, no, you can't make icon on a half cap, but you do know once you hit icon, that 16,000 you essentially get back in, I think, stock.
It's stock awards. It's a 3 separate awards. There's one award for hitting icon. There's another award for, I believe it's for events, going to shareholders, et cetera. And then there's another one for teaching. I think that's how it works out. Because you agreed to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was told too. I just want to have someone that could answer those questions, because if I hit my half cap and say I go 100, and then my goal is to go icon without a doubt. I actually talked to someone who's been an icon for 7 years in a row, and she said basically there's a trick to it. She's been seven years in a row icon. And so she said in the beginning, you handle the big transactions. So you go after the big fish, basically. You get your cap done, you meet your cap, and then after you're done with your cap, she's like, accept any tiny uh project, transaction, whatever. So she's like, I had a
Yes.
bunch of rentals in that second half because it's transaction based as
Yep.
opposed to volume based.
Yep.
Um, and so she's like, you just go after that model. And once you do, you just hit icon, because it's 20 transactions. If you handle like 20 leases slash like small price transactions that
Mhm.
close quicker, um you meet your cap plus you meet that transaction count for icon.
Yep.
So I was like, wow, that sounds pretty cool. um so yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I just love to have someone answer like what happens in the meantime. if I were to switch, like,
can find out. And just to specify, your exact question is, if I'm at my $8,000 cap, I move to my 100% because I've paid my cap, and I decide to go to Icon, that little bit of money in there, what happens to that? Do I owe it back?
mhm.
Or is it mine? Okay, I'm gonna find out. I just wanted to make sure I got good clarification.
Okay. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you.
No worries.
Congrats, Anna. Congrats, Anna, on aiming for it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for it because I'm like, okay, why not? That was what attracted me to the EXP model in the get-go. Obviously, I didn't join EXP for that reason because I was already at a full cap at my other brokerage. But that, stock back option, I was like, that is something I could really leverage. And obviously I came here for Gina. I fell in love with Gina and then later Gary. But why not take advantage of it if I can just shoot for it? Because it aligns with my goal anyways. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed. Love it. Love it. That I think qualifies, unless you have other good news, that definitely qualifies as good news.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah.
What would be great news would be like if I make it there. That would be amazing.
Win.
No, it's great
Yes,
news that
win.
you're aiming for it and you're going to claim it. You're going to do it.
Yes, ma'am. I am claiming it. Thank you, love.
And it's not if, it's when, right?
Win. It's win.
Yes,
win.
it is
Yeah.
one.
Yep. All right. That's so cool. Let's hear some more good news. What you guys got?
I have an appointment set.
Oh, congratulations. Love it.
Yay.
Yay. Buyer, seller, what do you got?
It's somebody that I've been chatting with off and on. It's land, it's buyer. We'll see if they're going to progress or not. I sent them updates on some properties that they were looking at before and interested in before. Most of those are gone. One of them is still there. He wants to talk about it tomorrow morning.
Good. Before the rest are gone.
Yep.
Good. That's excellent. I love when stuff like that happens because good. Love
Well,
it.
Considering it's 40 acres, it's not bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's not. It's harder to get it's harder and harder and harder and harder and harder to get the big chunks without putting them together. So
Yeah.
very cool. All right. Who else?
Okay, I'm going to share. Mine's on a personal note. And Gina, it's been an amazing support network. You guys are all as well, but anyway, I had found a place to live. When I signed up officially.
Yeah.
So I had to move unexpectedly and was stressing the past month. And anyway, God is great, making things happen. That's my good news.
Awesome.
Yep. Congratulations. That is huge news because I have not known where we're going to go sometimes when Greg and I have had our entire truck packed and we're driving across the country. But I do not have 6 children. Yeah.
Yeah, having all the kids
Very
in tow.
crazy, but I knew we would live somewhere. I just didn't know what city I wanted to live in yet. I knew we'd figure it out though. We did. So
Wow.
I know he really went crazy on that one. But you know what? I wanted to go to Thailand and he wouldn't let me go. And I wanted to live there for years. So the fact that we ended up in San Francisco, good compromise.
Was a win. Exactly.
He definitely considered that a win. This was the state he wanted to be in. So anyway.
Talk about San Francisco. I can send you guys an article on what $100,000 equates to in buying power in different markets.
What do you get in San Francisco? Not you don't think you get a parking?
$36,000 out of 100. If you
Exactly.
make $100,000,
But it equates to the buying power.
it equates your buying power to
Okay.
$36,000.
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna get a parking space. I don't even think you can get a garage for maybe.
Right.
But
So I thought that would be great for understanding the housing market, like the different, so I'll send it to you guys.
that sounds cool. That sounds way cool. Cool. Thanks. All right. Who else has got good news?
I had a good call with my buyer prospect last night. It was long and it was productive. She's very broad right now in her scope, but we are working on that, and I helped cut down some of her overwhelm, so that was good.
Nice.
Very
Very
good.
nice. Cool. All right. Who else? I only got 2 of you left. Cough it up. Plus me.
One of my bigger pockets leads decided to become an agent herself. So she's actually interviewing brokerages right now. And she's like, oh, I already got an interview, and so I already know where I'm gonna go. I'm like, no, you don't.
There you go.
You haven't talked to us yet.
Haven't heard us. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And so I set up a meeting with her and Gary. I don't know if I can I set up a meeting with you too, Gina?
Yeah,
Just in case
absolutely.
she's still like on the fence.
All day long. As a matter of fact, later today, I'm meeting with somebody that's Andre's candidate. So we do it all the time.
Oh,
Up
cool.
and down the line. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All
Sounds good.
the time.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank
Craig,
you.
Kim. Craig just went
Craig
dark. Oh,
hides.
crap. That is not right.
Um,
So I don't know, feeling sometimes.
I don't really have anything. I talked to friend of mine last night. He's a GC. His wife's a GC, and they know investors and stuff as well. So we kind of talked about them purchasing lots to build on. And then I talked to Nicole. So the builder that she's got a relationship with has a 1.5 acre lot that she wants to sell for $450. But it's already set up for 12 townhomes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, got the water tapped in for 12 tap on water and sewer for 12 townhomes already. So he said they may, some of his partners may be interested. So I'm sending him the information, and we'll see how that goes.
Cool. That's something.
Yeah.
That's something.
And what is it like? Nothing, right?
Yeah, right.
I know. Whatever.
It hadn't come to fruition, so.
The rest of us should go dark screen and just leave Craig by himself. All right, Kim, are you talkable today?
Good morning. Yes, I am.
Awesome sauce. I love your gold swirls around you. That's very
41 North, Northwest 2nd Avenue.
Thank you. I am trying
Continue on
to
US
spoof
441
up my profile picture, I guess.
It looks nice.
I'm
So
sorry, is my GPS connected?
yeah, it was. It's okay. So what's your good news?
Okay, yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'm just becoming more organized, like choosing days to focus on certain things instead of trying to do everything in one day.
Mhm.
I'm still working with a renter. He's very difficult. But I am learning about that as well. Like, I can't please him. You can't please everyone, so I'm just trying, and I don't know. Like, at first it was really kind of bothering me that I couldn't help him find what exactly he wanted, but he started compromising, and then we backed away a little bit. So just really trying to figure things out, I guess.
Okay, I want to circle back around to that because there might be some objections that this group can help you with that he's tossing up.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. My good news. So I feel fabulous. Part of this may be because I can actually walk for the first time somewhat without massive pain from working like stupid crazy in the yard. But I do feel really good. And I'm almost done with my email sequence that my marketers have me working on. And I've been using the crap out of ChatGPT, literally tossing stuff in there. And then I'm like, yep, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Rework it, put it in, boom, go. So this makes me very happy. And as soon as we get the confirmation today from him, after we meet that everything's good, that puppy finally gets to go out. And I'm really excited about that. So that's just it's just something I really am interested in. And then kind of what's been on my, well, no, I'm gonna wait on that. I think might share that on Friday. Anyway, all right. So that's my good news. That's almost done. And I'm loving Chat GPT. I'm not even joking how much I love Chat GPT because it tosses me things that I'm like, I hadn't thought about that. I'm gonna write and think about that whole idea. That's cool. So anyway, I also had a really good conversation with my darling daughter last night. My ex had reached out to her. She thought she had him blocked. He didn't. He reached out. It's a bad situation. And she sort of like laid into him. He laid back into her and she's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you want to talk? And it ended up just being a really good, about a 2-hour conversation last night. And it was just really good. So I'm really grateful that sometimes really good things happen and come out of things that don't look good in the beginning, you know? So it's a good conversation. I'm very grateful for that. All right. Challenges. What do we got?
I've got one, but if Kimberly wants to go first, that's fine. Or if we want to talk about Kimberly's thing first, that's fine.
Kimberly, you want to talk about your objections first?
Just the problem with the renter. He
Yeah,
it was
what
just a little.
thing so we can help you.
Okay, so he's basically, he wants certain things to be a certain way. So I tried to help him out with that, but okay, so every time I try to find him a place, or every time I find him a place that he likes, he does not have a car. So he wants to be somewhere close by the beach, or somewhere walking distance from grocery stores, but I can't filter that in my MLS as far as things like that. And it's like every time that I set an appointment for a showing, he'll cancel it. It'll get close to time and he's saying, oh, I didn't like the property anymore. I'm not excited about it, or I didn't get excited. Or one property didn't have a stove. Okay, I understood the stove part, but then he said, well, I don't cook a lot anyway, so that's fine. But it doesn't have a washer or dryer. I'm like, okay. So I don't know. Like I said, I had to step away for a day or two over the weekend because the first week I was like just running back and forth, trying to figure everything out, sending him different listings, reaching out to listing agents. But then he'll come back, oh, I'm not excited about that one anymore. Like, okay.
Okay.
And this was a referral as well.
Okay, great.
Tell him he's not looking for a girlfriend. He's looking for a house. Who needs to be excited?
Oh, yeah.
I flipping love that. I'm not
Sorry.
joking. It's perfect. Also, for what's close to places and all that, toss him the address and make him, does he have computer access?
Yes, he does.
Cool. He can go on Google Earth and he can go walk it, or Google Maps, either one. He can go walk it and see how close it is to places, and he can filter that crap out.
Yeah, but he does that after the showing or something. I mean,
Well,
after I've scheduled it, because he'll say, okay, I'm available tomorrow at 1.
Don't schedule it. I need you,
Okay.
so set your ground rules up front. I need you to go look on Google Earth and make sure this location is going to work for you before we set it up. So that's one. And then does he have a timeline or a deadline, or if I like, why is he moving?
He stated that his rent is too high, so he don't want to live there. So he's trying to find something cheaper. His rent is, I think he said 2,200 at the moment. So he's looking for 1,600.
Ask him if he's excited about the rent going up.
No, that's why he's trying to leave. He's trying to find something 1,600, but he's not excited. He don't like what he's getting for 1,600, basically.
Right.
So
and I'm not just sending him 16. I'm sending him 18 and 2,000 as well.
He's not going to be excited about what he finds for 1,600. When's his lease actually up? When's his current lease actually up?
His lease is not up until, well, I think it's not up until June.
Okay, stop right there. I don't know what his lease agreement says, but he might be don't have him waste any more of your time. I would set up the boundaries right there and say, these are the listings, go take a look at them, and you are not scheduling until he's previewed, because it sounds to me that he's just going to keep running you around. I mean, we're at the end of the first quarter. He still has, a few more months here before he needs to move. He'll feel the squeeze as he gets closer to June and he hasn't found anything because he keeps dilly-dallying or wavering here. I would just task him down to what needs to happen. He needs to preview them first. Make sure that they're accessible. You're only showing him price points. And if you want to talk to him about lowering the price point, talk to him about that, because there will be a difference in what he sees in the property's features compared to what he's paying now. But, prices can go up, and leave that decision to him in terms of whether or not he wants to keep looking in the $1,600 price range or in the $2,000, dollar price range where he is right now. But I don't want to say this is what's going to happen for sure, but it sounds like if he feels like you've got nothing but time on your hands waiting on him to make a decision, so just keep running you around, exhausting. And I don't know what your market is like, but ours will start ticking up soon with volume, and he'll run you all around if you don't maybe set some parameters for him first before you schedule anything, and tell him this is what needs to happen before you schedule.
And
Okay,
also
that's great.
find out if he's willing to break his lease,
Yeah,
for him to look into what it's going to cost.
exactly.
And right now the competition isn't that as fierce as, like Liz is saying. It's going to pick up, so it's going to be harder. But that's, put the ball back in his court. Like, here's facts, here's the boundaries. Your time is money.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. And when he is in, the reason why I asked why is he moving? Because when people have compelling reasons to move, then all of a sudden what they can find looks good. But when they don't have, this works for real estate of any sort, when they don't have a compelling reason to move, they're like, well, I'm just looking to see what's out there, then nothing will match up with them. But if their house is sold and they have 30 days to find a place, Bree had however many days Bree had to find a place, Bree was flipping ready to go find a place, and she was dead serious about it. And Bree, is your place perfect that you're moving into, the new one?
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
It's got whatever else you didn't want.
But it fits exactly what I need, not everything that I wanted.
Bingo. Bingo. So when they're motivated, massively motivated, all of a sudden their eyes are open to possibilities. And when they're not, they're not. And he's not, because it's evidenced by the fact that he's dinking you around so much. So that's
like
what we get him to is a motivated place.
Yeah, it's like going into the grocery store with or without a list. You need to task him down to what the list is, period, and let him know the consequence of him not doing his part in terms of driving the neighborhoods.
Bingo.
Looking at it from the outside, is that schedulings aren't going to occur.
Yep. So put him in charge of it until then, of things like Google walking it and all that kind of stuff, and where he's got access to look around, and put it onto him until he's flipping serious. And
Okay.
it just is. And here's how you can tell. If you have, so he's the lead, right?
Yes, he was referred to me by another agent that I usually do showings for sometimes. But I'm thinking maybe she gave him to me just because she knew the type of client that he was kind of difficult, but
exactly. But let's say he's the lead. Now let's say that you have 100 people just like him, and you only have limited time. You can't service 100 people in one day. I mean, clearly nobody can, right? So if you have 100 people that are leads, how are you going to now define a lead? If you have 100 that are leads, how would you define a lead?
Someone that's ready, willing, and able.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you have 100 of those. Now define a lead.
I would go by the time frame in which they have to move.
What would that time frame be?
Within the next 30 days.
Beautiful. You have 100 of those. Now define a lead.
Wow. Good credit score, all the the background checks and everything match.
Perfect.
They're pre-approved.
Perfect.
Yep.
Got 100 of those. Now define a lead.
Whoa, I have no idea after that.
Yeah, you do. You
Down
do.
payment, they have closing costs. They have the money and everything ready to go, I would think.
Perfect. You're doing great, by the way. You really are. Okay,
You
have 100
are.
of those. You're
Thank
doing
You're
great.
doing great,
Yep,
Kimberly.
you have 100 of those. Now define a lead.
I think I should have a client by now. I don't know.
Okay, so they have everything and they're ready to pull the trigger now, right now.
Okay.
They're motivated, they have their down payment, they're pre-approved, everything's ready, everything's all of it, and they're ready today. That's your lead. So
And I want to say that I would have fit that lead, except for I still needed guidance. I was not my best client. I had to, so I was too narrow, and I was like only 4 bedrooms, and the price points were awful, or it was in the wrong neighborhood. I'd have a friend of mine who's not an agent, but was just outside. So you, in this case, could have helped me. He was like, look at a 3-bedroom with a rec room. So, and that's what I found. So was it perfect? No, but actually it worked out better. So you're that person that when you get that client, that even if they're perfect, you're going to guide them and think outside of the box.
Yeah.
Because you know it. So I was not my best client.
And one thing that you can use, Kimberly, as a kind of a lessons learned for you is at some point, just download and data dump all the objections he put up, all the comments that he made as to why things weren't working out, and do a review for yourself of what those were and look at it differently now. Okay, your time is valuable and it's, you're valuable and it's money. The listing agent's time, who's putting this on the market, their time is valuable, expecting showings to show up and not materializing because of his things. Structure your business practice based on how you would maybe potentially structure your time or your scheduling with these types of individuals, what kind of criteria you would expect from them or work that they do before scheduling with them, as you have conversations with them to set them up to kind of help you narrow down your scope and focus of what their part is as they, encroach on working with you and scheduling your time. Because even if you don't have a lot of clients, they don't need to know that. Your time is still valuable and it shouldn't be spent all day running around properties because they don't have their lists.
and
So to speak.
someday you will have a lot of clients and you're just as valuable
Exactly.
as a doctor and attorney. So guard your time. And when we are kind to people and when we are kind to people who are not willing to give us the same reciprocity back on a consistent basis, we're creating tyrants. That's what we're creating.
Yeah. You're creating your own stress too in your schedule by not setting some parameters around highest and best use of your time. And that will come with practice as you come across all the clients.
Yeah.
Just make a list of some of the objections he put up, and so that, or excuses he put up as to why he couldn't go see a property or what, and think about at a later point how you would answer those or how you would apply to those differently to help you scope down on what their needs are or get them thinking to do more work on their part so that you can better service them.
Because we all have done exactly what you've done.
Yeah.
Every of us have all done
That's
it.
really good. Thank you so much.
It's true. Okay, Kathy, you're so polite.
Once in a while, right? I just had this weird thought, and I don't know if it's even legal to implement it, but
Oh boy.
Go
ahead.
Liz will tell us.
My ears.
No,
go
what
ahead.
if you do something like after 2 cancellations, there's a cancellation fee that's non-refundable for appointments to see something like this? Like you put together something where you're representing him.
It's in a buyer agency rep. You could put all that crap in all day long.
Okay, well, with a renter like this, I didn't know if you could get away with it or not, but that's what I was thinking about. I mean, you'd have to tweak it to be fair.
Go check the contract. Now, is it enforceable? Liz and Anna, who come from the
Probably
legal.
hard pressed.
Okay, I'm paralegal, so I'm not giving out legal advice by any means, but my first thought would be, yes, you could probably put it in the contract. However, that would have to be your practice for every rental
Yeah.
moving forward. So if that's something you're going to implement, I don't think it's a problem, contractually. If it's, permitted, within the association rules or whatever. But you would have to make that your standard practice for all your clients moving forward, just like you would a transaction fee or anything else. I would assume. That's saying no more
You're
than.
probably right. That sounds legit.
And I would think that in terms of collection, one way around that would be when you're doing that agreement and you're representing this person, that he gives you or she gives you or they give you maybe $100 deposit or $200 deposit towards all of this. And if they screw up, that gets deducted from it and they don't get it back.
Well, we put some teeth around this. I love it. All right, Kimberly.
And I would actually blame the broker and just say, this is a broker required term.
Yes.
I
Yes.
would just pin it on the broker and just say,
Do
it's
it.
my broker's requirement. I'm sorry, I have nothing to do with this. I can't waive it. I'm not in a position to negotiate this contract.
I used to tell my agents all the time when I ran the 2 offices, blame me. Like, just blame me. Just say, this is what I require. And that's just the way it is. Like, you guys can still make me out to be the bad guy all day long. I'm okay with that. I could care less, actually. Reputation. So, all right. That's some good stuff. Kimberly, you feeling good? Or empowered at least? Yes, she is.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Yes, I'm feeling great. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
I think you can throw in checklists like you would for somebody that's a home buyer
Yes,
And-
I agree.
and make them use, tweak it, make them use it for, this is what I have to have.
Right. Yeah, and it's just a non-negotiable. And you just stand firm on it. All right, cool beans. Liz, I know you had something and I got to jump off in 7 minutes. I'll keep the Zoom going if you guys want, but I want to make sure that we get whatever it is you have also.
Actually, I'm just going to put it out there because I have to jump off to go to a PT appointment also, but it's about the woman in my financial management group that I spoke with yesterday about her historic DC property. The issue is more than just potential mold. There's an asbestos issue. So I just wanted to kind of I want to get some sort of feedback from the group, and you can email it to me, or perhaps I'll come back tomorrow morning with it again, because I am going to my DC people this morning as well, about what you know about asbestos, what I need to know about asbestos, questions to ask. It is not going to be a pretty project from what I'm guesstimating on the little bit I know about asbestos and historic properties, and just want to get it like a data dump from the group with any experience people have had, what they know about it, what I should be asking. She's trying to find some service providers. One of them that came in and did an assessment of her place, given that it was, built in the 1900s, didn't even ask about asbestos. They were totally looking at mold. And I said, then they're not your service provider, because that should have been the first question out of their mouth. And so she's a little concerned about finding the right provider, knowing what are the best questions to ask, because it is going to be an asbestos, potentially mold remediation situation that is not only in the walls, but in the floors. They actually found it on the floor tiles of the parquet floor that's in the apartment. She knows at this juncture it's going to require a complete move out of her place to have the work done. She's trying to get an idea of duration of timeframes, which I know will fluctuate based on supply issues and scheduling and all of that. But I just don't know anything. If anyone knows anything about the process of an asbestos remediation, or anything that they could send to me in questions that we should be considering when asking service providers in this situation, particularly with historic properties. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And if you don't know, that's fine too. If you know of any resources that I can investigate for her, I'm just trying to gather information for us at this point. This is not going to be pretty.
You can give me a call later. Or,
Okay.
Okay,
We can-
also look in the chat, because I dumped a PDF from the EPA in there, a long PDF. It's got all tons of questions and answers.
Excellent. One thing I did suggest to her, and I thought this was a good idea, but I'm not, I just guess there's one. She hasn't had a home inspection done on that property since she moved in 1997 or something like that. I told her if she wanted to know everything that was going on with that property, to do another home inspection and just see what they can tell her about the asbestos mold issue and anything else that might be going on. I don't know if the work, because it's asbestos related, would also have an impact on the other units in the property, because it's set up like a duplex type
Yes.
thing, and there's 3, and I don't know if that's something she needs to consider, but I told her, maybe consider putting a home inspection on her list of things to do, to have somebody come in and just tell her all the goods, like all the stuff.
Your local historical commission is a great resource. And I know in Tennessee, even if you just have the windows done, that contractor has to be certified to deal with the asbestos, because it'll kick out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot, but your historical commission is a good start.
Okay.
And make sure that, and they can, they usually have a handle on the different laws because they change. But I know in Tennessee that they're supposed to be certified, like it's a different level of contractor.
Yeah, and I think that you might try something like historic remediators or something, because she's right, they got to be certified.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's a big deal.
Okay. What's interesting is she had the windows done and she was told that she needed to have the work certified, that it was, well, maybe, I don't know if they know about this asbestos issue yet. It wasn't, no, she had somebody come in and do the assessment of the asbestos, and she was told that they would have to have it certified after the work done, that it was done by an asbestos approved, up to standards and all of that. So I'm assuming that would come with the contractors that she ends up contracting with, but I'll start with what I've been given, because I think that's a great place for me to just kind of get some information on, for her to wrap her brain around what the duration and what the scope of this project is going to look like, because I don't think it's going to be quick or pretty.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Depends upon what you do, because the general rule of asbestos is leave it the heck alone. So it depends on what you have to do.
Yeah, she can't leave it alone though. She's got
Okay.
floor that needs to be replaced. She's got wall that's probably needs to be replaced.
Yeah,
And they found
need
it
a
when they
person.
came in and did the initial inspection. They found it in the glue of the floor tiles.
And see, sometimes you can go over that and it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you disturb it, it's not.
Right, yeah, it's a disturbing, it's turning it into the dust and
Yeah.
the unknowing. So, all right.
All right. Thanks,
I
you
gotta run
guys.
too, guys.
Excellent conversation as always this morning. Appreciate and love all of you. Go sell a flipping house.
Thanks so much. Bree, I'll call you later.
Bye,
All right,
y'all.
bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.